in my view, we're seeing a pattern of behaviour that Putin has already exercised in Crimea, whereby he allegedly acknowledged a separatist area and stepped in to assist Ukrainians who wished to break away. And then within days, literally within days of that occurring, then drew up legislation to incorporate that Crimean territory into the Russian Federation. That is the danger at this point, that the so-called recognition of independent regions in Ukraine is just an excuse to enter with even more military force than he has already done so to this point, and then incorporate those territories into the Russian Federation, thereby annexing them. Now, the question now is, what will the world do to not only to reverse what has happened, but also to stop any further incursions into Ukrainian territory?
Would they snap the energy pipelines, the oil and gas pipelines at this stage? Would there be any move in altering that relationship at this juncture, especially by Europe?
I think that there already is some movement on that, in the sense that Nord Stream 2 is problematic in the sense that it allows Russia to feed gas directly into Europe, and several countries in Europe have already been opposed to this, and I think that there is now an increasing awareness. Even the United States, I believe, has mentioned that there's an increasing awareness that, that would need to be reconsidered.
What are the chances of a full-scale invasion at this stage?
Unfortunately, very, very high. And that is because what perhaps is not well known is that there is a backstory to these events that are occurring today. I mean, in many ways, it's easy to see the recent amassing of Russian troops and weapons along the Ukrainian border as some kind of new or recent act of aggression. But in actual fact, it is part of a war that Russia has been waging on Ukraine for 8 years. There have already been 15,000 soldiers and civilians killed in this war since the Russian Federation annexed Crimea and invaded those two regions of Ukraine. This is not a civil war. It has never been a civil war. This has been a war begun by Russia entering Ukrainian territory. And so, unfortunately, what's happened in the last 24 hours is simply part of that war strategy that has been going on now for 8 years. Further incursions into Ukrainian territory are very, very possible. And that's what now the world needs to look very closely at and try to stop.